Now, in the same easy local government, from Mbajinwago to Iziogo is 23 kilometers. It has been completed. Now, at the center of Iziogo, we have a hill in that place. So, and that hill poses a lot of threats in that market. So, anytime the vehicle climbs that hill, that vehicle must be a new vehicle. If it's not a new vehicle, definitely one or two must die. Because the brake definitely will not catch well. And what we did is to bring it down, bring the hill down, dig down and create a tunnel, which you can see in that brochure. And that's why we created a tunnel there in that market and build a retaining wall and create a tunnel at the Iziogo. And now take it. That tunnel is about 432 meters. The retaining wall and the bridge on that tunnel have been 85% completed. Now, we move to Onaim Bridge in Izi local government. There's a road leading to that Onaim Bridge. And I want to pause a bit and thank the Nigerian Engineering, the Nigerian Army Engineering. They're doing fantastically very well in that road and the bridge. They are the one doing the job. The road is 16.2 kilometers and the bridge is 5 span of 22 meters each. And they are doing it now, it's ongoing. The bridge we paid 70%, the road we paid 30%. They have finished the casement piling they did in that bridge. So what they are doing now is the abutment, which is almost 80% done. Because I wanted you to visit all these places. Now, the same in Izi local government. We have Amozo, Adumu, down to, is busing down to the ring road in Ibagu. That is 10.8 kilometers. Is ongoing. The same in Izi local government. We have rural roads of 17 kilometers. And we divided it into 3. 8.5 kilometers at Onwinyi Road, then 6 point something kilometers at Ukwike Road. And I know another one is in Mbaluku too. That is also ongoing. I had issue with the contract. Okay, one is also in Edukwache, past the parish, my parish. Across my parish is about 4 kilometers. And that one had been almost 90% done. The same in Izi local government. We have started 2 flyovers in the same Izi local government of 22 span each. One is at Nwezenyi and one is at Nwofe Junction. And I want to tell you so that you will not ask me why I am from the same Izi local government. So that's why you can see a lot of things ongoing there. After being a governor, I'm not sure that another person from Izi local government will be governor within 2 to 3 years or after my tenure, because I am not going to hand over to somebody from Izi local government. Definitely you will go to another zone. So we come to Abakaliki local government, sir. In Ebonyi North, 13.2 kilometers has been completed from Chiboy to Nkalike down to is ongoing. Has it been completed? Yes, the pavement has been completed, but the drainage in some areas are still ongoing. The same in Abakaliki local government. We have this The same in Kalike here, another 3 kilometers that have been completed. The same in Abakaliki local government. In Abakaliki local government, this is where you are. So there's a lot of projects scattered in this city, and we are not attributing it to the local government. So, in the rural area is what we just mentioned, but there's so many other projects that I cannot remember now in the local government. But I'm sure the Commissioner for Works is here. He will remind me for those that I couldn't remember in Abakaliki local government. But I know that road got to Ebia and passed the Ebia bridge, I'm sure. So now we go to Ohuku local government. In Ohuku, we have 24 kilometers. We flag off 24 kilometers. I can say that the deputy speaker here deceived me. Because what we were told is 24 kilometers. When we started clearing, we cleared down to 24 kilometers. We still have up to 5-point-something kilometers. And the contractor just stopped at 24 kilometers. So I've just directed that they should just include it and complete the clearing for it to move. Now the concrete pavement in that 24 kilometers has gone up to 20%. And the contractor is on site 24 hours. But a good thing in this road we are doing is that we excluded the 2 kilometers we are doing for the traditional rulers in all these local governments. There are some of the local government, we have about 11 traditional rulers. That amount about 22 kilometers. But we excluded it in all these things we're enumerating now. Because we don't want people to see us as people that's seriously exaggerating what they are doing. But these are facts. These are facts. These are facts. And it's practical. Now, still in the road infrastructure, we'll come to the education, we'll come to health. You must give us your time because you refuse to go to the field to see all this. So you must give us your time. So, like when anytime I tell you that I am happy, now at this period, you can see the reason. Because I have a man who is the president of this country who believes in building subnationals through their leaders. And that is why this development is ongoing. You can see that Ebonyi has come of age. And we are competing with other states. But we are not making noise with reason. Because we are still looking for a step. We are still looking for pedestrian. Like what the House of Rep member said, we are not DJ anywhere. I have not begged Mr. President. As the son, I will go and beg Mr. President. The House of Rep just remind me something. Because President is the listening one. If I beg him for DG, he will give me that opportunity. I have that confidence. Yes. Sir, when you come to the central zone, we have 4 local governments, like we have in the north zone. And we have all these projects scattered in all the local governments. There is no local government in the central zone that we don't have outside the 2 kilometers, that we don't have minimum of 23 kilometers ongoing. Usually we have Ezulo to the water scheme. We have Ezaigo to Isu, 24 kilometers. And let me stop there. And 10-point-something kilometers have been completed. So, and they're ongoing. They're all in concrete pavement. And when you come to Ikwo, we have Mr. Speaker here's road in Ikwo. We have 6 kilometers there. We have 13 kilometers there in Mr. Speaker's place in Ikwo. And we have my own married from Ikwo. We have 5 kilometers inside my in-laws village, which is we just awarded. They enable me live in peace. So now, and so many other roads are also going on there. Then In Ezza South, we have about 3 roads ongoing in Ezza South. Ugochima, and I can't remember the one, Okofia, and I can't remember all. But I know we have about 4 roads ongoing in Ezza South. The same thing in Ezza North. We have Orizo. Orizo is 13 points, something kilometers. We have the one that cut down to the former permanent secretary's place. And we have other roads ongoing there. And that is it for the central. For the south, we start from where my power came from. Because as a governor here, I had a friend who is now turned to be a boss. Why do I say I had a friend? Because when we were in party, I was in a party called PDP as an assistant secretary from then to the ex-official. Now, the Honorable Minister for Works was the chairman. And we were friends at that particular point in time. And when the former governor, Elechi, now asked him to come and be his deputy, I told him I'm going to contest for the House of Assembly, which Elechi's wife were instrumental for me to go to the House of Assembly. And I went to the House of Assembly, and that is how my success story started. Now, in Ohozara, we have, this Choma here is a very powerful woman. No? You have about 13-kilometer roads ongoing in her community. And outside that, we have other small roads there. We have 3.6 kilometers. We have another 4.8 kilometers in Ubru that are ongoing. Because like I said here, we made sure that every local government have up to 20 kilometers outside to 2 kilometers, no matter the number of traditional rulers you have. And we are very much sure that we will complete all these projects within first tenure without borrowing a kobo from any financial institution. I'll tell you why we say we cannot borrow. I'll come to that. Now, in Onitsha local government, we have 17.2 kilometers Isu road. We have 4.3 kilometers in Honorable Valo Kike's place. That is ongoing. And in Afikpo, we have numerous roads that have been completed. Because that is where my deputy governor is from. Almost all the roads in Afikpo have been completed. And if I start measuring, that means I will call Commissioner for Infrastructure. Because I said, my deputy governor listed all the roads. I said, okay, award it. And about 70 or 80% have been completed. Now, in Eda local government, we have the also road. Is it Amangu? Also Okolojo. That's the road of the party chairman. And so many others, small, that one is about 10 point something kilometers. And so many others, small road of 3, 4, 5 kilometers that are ongoing in Eda. Now in Ivo had been very lucky. The remaining road in Ivo, we have checked. We found a bridge that went up to 5 kilometers. We are doing the bridge, 4-span bridge in Ivo, and we are doing the 5-kilometer road there. And we are doing in the Akeze too, in Ivo. So that's complete almost all the internal road we have in Ivo. So that is it for all the local governments. Then what it means is that there is no local government that is left behind. And we are doing that to cement the relationship and to show that Mr. President is helping us and is supporting us at the subnational to develop the states. And that's why you can see this development. Now, When it comes to state capital, I don't have the time to start measuring the load. We do it like a scheme. We count like 10 different streets and we complete. We go to another street. We've done up to 3 streets now. But up to different scheme. That is amount up to about 30 something streets. That's Commissioner for Works can measure the road one by one. Now that is for the road infrastructure. In education, let me just sum it up very easy. In education, you know, our trouble in this country started from having poor educational background and from not budgeting well for the progress of our education. Now, when we came on board, I remembered that those taught me when I was in primary school were graduates. And they were not teaching me with assumption. They taught me with facts. And there's nothing they said then that has changed up to date. And I asked myself a question. I said, Jim Obodo was a governor, like I am now. And he did Abakaliki Ring Road within 2 years in office. He completed Abakaliki Ring Road. He used a company called Sajin to do the road within 2 years in office. He built hospitals to almost all the zones in this city as a governor of whole Anambra State. And I said that it's me that is challenged. It's me. Because what I benefited from, there is no way I'll have the opportunity to correct the error and I will not correct it. Now, why do we, the leaders, send our children abroad to go and study? Because we don't have confidence. And because God decided to punish us. Because those are children we send abroad. We have never received one being sound and sane. Almost all of them have some known deficiencies. Anytime they come back, you find out they can't fit. So what it means is that the leaders of this country are going to hand over to the children of the poor in the village that are schooling at the public school that were abandoned. Because there's no way, you can't hand over office to your children. It's not possible. And that is why I said, charity begins at home. Where did you school? I showed you where I schooled. Community primary school, Oferekpa Agbaja. And we were proud of it that time. We were singing, Ebeka Yunusi Oferekpe. And that is it. But today it's very difficult for me now to send my own children to school at Oferekpe. It's difficult. And that is why you find it difficult seeing most of our leaders handing over office to their children, unless it is by position. Outside the position, there's none of our children that can win councillors. None. Outside in position, none of our children can win councillor because we didn't prepare them. Because we're using the resources that we're supposed to use to build public institutions, to train them abroad, and we think we are saving them. That is why they are coming back being nuisance. And that is the reason why I say we must go back to the grassroots. As I am talking to you, we are building 12 classrooms, duplex in 52 primary schools. And why am I doing that? One is the reason I enumerated. Two is that infrastructure is very much important. But it's not the reason. That is why I say, look, we must get those that struggle to make first class, the children of the poor. If you go to the university now and you find out that the children of the rich are not made in first class, you find it difficult to see one. But the children of the poor are graduating with first class grade, second class upper grade, and they are very sound. And the school here, when they get abroad, they compete and defeat those are children that are there smoking. If you want to know how your children are behaving abroad, visit him unannounced. That's when you know. I had the opportunity to study in Salford University. And I know many of the African leaders' children that are there. Anytime you're in class, you see them outside smoking. Oh man, how are you? And I said, this is nonsense, pure nonsense. And that is why my own children are not in abroad. They cannot be there. There is nothing that can send them abroad to study. Nothing. They are schooling here in Ebonyi. Nothing. Because there is no way they will be there, they will not lose them. So that informed me to put more interest in the public institutions. And we have procured 3,000 laptop. 3,000 times 3. That is about 9,000. It's already on ground now. To be sent to the public primary schools. Because that is what we go to abroad. That's why we're talking about. That's the reason why we're building that ICT university. That's the reason. That thing you see in abroad, you see it here. And that is for the primary school. We're also doing the same at the secondary school. We're building 22 classrooms. For 42 are ongoing now. Some are already at the roofing level, some have been completed, some are already decked, and they're ongoing. Then when you come to the university, we were badly challenged in handling our tertiary institutions. And I said no. We must do things in a way that everybody will be proud of Ebonyi. We must be known for something. We're only known today with Abakaliki rice. That's the brain of our forefathers. For us who said we are developed, what have we shown to the world? Tell me that thing that we have even find. What is that thing that we've been able to establish? To counter what those our forefathers will say they are not educated, they are not intelligent, they are not academically educated. Tell me what our research are brought to be that can be able to at least remove one vegetable that our forefathers brought that we are eating till today. There is no new vegetable that research has been able to identify till today. And what it shows is that we are not doing well in our own research. And that is why I say, look, how do we get this school to be in a very correct standard? And we said all these people that made first class, second class upper, the state will train you to do your master's and PhD free. And we said we'll start with 1,000. At the first phase, it was 700 and that applied. We took that 700 and many of them have graduated today with their masters. They are proceeding with their PhD. People said we spend money, and I laughed. We must spend money to get quality education. And what baffles me is the record, the quality research that we are getting from them. That is what makes me happy, but people don't know. So now, these people have job opportunities. Because that is what we go to abroad. You know, when you graduate, they will get one company in abroad, and that company will send you mail. And you say, hey, immediately I graduate abroad, they send me mail and say there's an employment, but you are being restricted. The first grade is what that can move you. But you are going to be stagnant. You won't move. Because I remember when I finished my master, they said they'll be paying you 5,000 pounds. And when you look at the money and convert it to Nigerian naira, you say it's a big money. When they cut their tax and the logistics associated to that, you find out that 500,000, even 400,000 naira here is bigger than that 5,000 pounds. And that's why I came back. And that's why I'm the governor now. So there's a lot of opportunity in this country, and people don't know. You may be, this is the only country that you may be sleeping, and you get a call that you are now the president, you are now the governor, you are now the commissioner. This is the only country that you can see that happen. Every other country is streamlined. What you are going to be in 200 years is already known. So opportunity is there. So in the tertiary education, we reworked so many things there, and it's now working. We reduce the school fees of the children, and the students are now happy. Others are increasing school fees because we're APC states. We have to live with by example. We are the only state that reduce the school fees. And we increase the subvention. We reduce the school fees of the student, and we increase the subvention, and also increase the salary of the lecturers by 20%, of the non-teaching staff, non-tutorial staff by 10%, and reduce the tuition fee. And that's it. And we have not borrowed 1 naira till date. And I tell you this, sir. We have not borrowed because we don't want to be indebted to anybody. We are very much unfortunate people. And we know where we came from. So we are very much conscious of that place we came from. So we don't want anybody to liquidate the economy of this state because we are owing him. And we don't want to be in a fix. And that's why we say we must make sacrifices at this particular point in time. I am still very young. Any legacies I leave now, I will still be here by the grace of God and see the outcome of it. So if I borrow, I will still be here. And that is why we are not borrowing to build our state. So sincerely, I want to thank you, the Honorable Minister, and you are the beautiful team, very handsome and very educated men of integrity that you brought to this state. For the first time, we have never seen this kind of quality visitors. This is the first time, and that's why you see everybody sitting here quiet, even at 10 o'clock at 11 o'clock in the night. People are sitting calmly because of the quality of the people that you brought to this state to see what is going on. Even though you didn't have time to visit many of our projects. But by the time of commissioning, we will invite you to come and see the wonders that is going on in Ebonyi. We have a great asset. We have a great asset. Before I close. And the assets that we have not been able to have the opportunity of harnessing is in Kalegi Niger Cement Factory. The Niger Cement Factory, we have been having issues. And like you said, we have set up a committee who had visited the investor. And the investor had been promising and promising. But we have come to a point that we say this is the last time we will take that promise. It's either you are there or you are not there. And the state is willing to take it up. We are not afraid to take up our own responsibility. It's part of my campaign promises. And we are very much willing. And we are ready to fight anybody that is ready to fight us. As far as it's for the progress and also for the development of the state. We are not afraid at all. But I know you are going to help us, the Honorable Minister for Information, because we will be coming and we will be seeking support of the federal government to get Nkaragi Cement Factory to work again by the grace of God. We have a great asset in our leaders. I am very much fortunate as a governor. This is the only governor all the leaders in this state are supporting. It has never happened. But that's posed a lot of threats to me. That poses serious threats to me because it makes me at all time not to be asleep. At all time I will be awake to do what will make these leaders happy. That is why you see this project ongoing. Because if the leaders are fighting me, I would have used that as an excuse. But now nobody is fighting you. Everybody wants you to do something. And nobody is ready to start a fight. So it poses a lot of threats on me. And that is why you see this kind of development. And I see them as an asset. Because they are very exceptional leaders. Starting from the permanent secretaries, starting from the clerical officers in civil service, down to the permanent secretaries. They are very exceptional leaders. Come to our founding fathers, the engine room of these states, the founding fathers, the elders council, the great stakeholders. And my base. You know, in building we have what we call substructures and superstructures. My base, the local government chairman, they have been giving me very tremendous support. I inherited 92% of them from the last administration, and they are working with me till date without problem. And they are supporting me. And I'll tell you why many former governors normally have issue with the present governor. When the former governor handed over at the stadium, he dissolved everybody he appointed. And he said to Ebonyi Youth Assembly, Akubaroha Youth Assembly, that he said, look, there is nothing like Akubaroha Youth Assembly from this stadium. If I call you, you come to my house. If I didn't call you and they are coming to my house, you must have a reason. And the reason must not be something that is connected to government. Because if you are better than the governor, I would have handed over to you. So because you are not better than the governor, don't come to this place to gossip the governor. And that's why many of these are enemies that we sang that song, that are gossiping us, even in that place. We are hearing it every day. And I said to people, one thing you don't know about Dave Umahi is that even if I'm quarreling with Dave Umahi, he will take me 10 million times than you that caused that quarrel. Because he's not my boss. He's not only my friend, we're family. And he doesn't dictate from my government. He has never called me and said, do this. And I've never consulted him and said, I want to do this. But when I'm doing fine, or I'm not doing fine, he said his own responsibility is to say you're doing fine. That's my responsibility. I finished being a governor. I cannot come back and be governor again. And that has been going on. That's why I pity a lot of people that gossip. And I said to so many of them, one day, we're in a function, and I told those that gossip, I said, look, I recruited you to be here. Because there is none of you that was appointed under the commissioner that did not pass through me. There's no way you'll be better than me that I recruit you. I know what you don't know, and I know what you can never know. So that That is it. So, it's better for you to have a leader who is very much exposed, who understands the rudiment of leadership. And that is why everybody here is free. Because nobody is answerable to anybody. That is why my commissioners are free. I said they can award, so many of them are awarded a project that I don't even know the contractor. But if I get to the project, I will ask them, who is the contractor? They will tell me, why are you not doing the job? People say I'm weak. But I say I'm not weak. Because you must lay foundation like the president. Like I told you in the afternoon, what people don't know is that there's a difference between foundation and consolidation. What president did in this country is to lay foundation. And that's what people don't know. Those that are criticizing president have never come out to tell us what thing they would have done different. The way these things would have been done. But they go up and say, I would have removed first subsidy, but I would have removed it in another way. What are the ways? If you have something very different, you would have told us. We want to hear it. And it's a challenge. If not, stop this nonsense. So, sincerely, I'm very grateful to our leaders, especially the stakeholders of this state who have been very patient. Not because we're exceptional. The traditional rulers who have turned themselves to be fun. I'm happy. They are keeping peace. They are making peace. They are breeding peace in all their traditional institutions. In all the traditional institutions. And so many of them have been very exceptional, like the chairman Traditional Rulers Council. I'm very grateful to him. When they told me that his tenure has expired 2 years ago, I said it's only when the governor pronounced that. If the governor has not pronounced, then he's still the chairman of the Traditional Rulers Council. Because when you work very exceptionally, you should benefit very exceptionally. Yeah. So sincerely, I'm very grateful to all of you. Our women have collected your name. The names of all the groups I've collected. The party executive, they say this side they are party executive. I am very grateful to all of you. Very, very grateful. I am very grateful. I know we are going to do it again. No be so? Ihe chidere de wo ya o ihe kwuru geme. Ihe chidere de wo ya o ihe kwuru geme. Ihe chidere ihe kwuru geme. Tupu atụrụ ime gị Chukwu ekwuo ihe ga-abụ. Tupu atụrụ ime gị Chukwu ekwuo ihe ga-abụ. Onyinye Chineke bụ adịghị emete ya n'ike. Ọba amamihe ya adịghị agbata ya n'aka. Naanị ya o kwuru ga-eme. Naanị ya o dịrị ga-eme. Ihe Chineke kwuru ya o. Ihe Chineke dewo ya. Ihe kwuru ga-eme.
Thank you very much. Please, can we put our hands together for His Excellency the Governor? Thank you, Your Excellency. We have gradually come to the end of tonight's event. May we all rise for the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Where you